You know, John Maxwell said, it's the grind that gets us. And that means it's the little things, the little fires we're putting out each day, the little attacks on us, all those little things. It's the grind that gets us, and it will wear us out. So let's talk today about finding inspiration in business and life. Hey, this is Greg McAfee, and welcome to the Greg McAfee Show. Now let's get started. Well, to kick this off, you know, the greatest inspiration for me personally comes from my relationship with Jesus. He gave me a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance, and so on. And those chances were for me to improve my life, draw closer to Him in all that I do. So He's definitely my rock and my everything. And I hope He is for you too. But knowing that, He also put us on earth to live and function. And what we do here matters. And how we think matters. And how we overcome obstacles matter. And how we grow our business matters. And how we deal with life issues matter. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I encourage all of you to know Him. But we're going to talk about inspiration today. And a good friend of mine and mentor defined motivation as inspiration to action. And it's kind of the fire that burns in us. It's tenacity, and I love the word tenacity. But it's tenacity on steroids. And we all need inspiration. We all need inspiration to action. We all need to be inspired. We all get down at times. We all deal with different issues every day. So I'm going to give you a couple definitions of inspiration. The first one is the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially something creative. That was the Oxford Dictionaries. And there's another one that says a feeling of enthusiasm you get from someone or something which gives you a new and creative idea or ideas. And that's the Collins Dictionary. And then there's the excitement of the mind or emotions to a high level of feeling or activity. Boy, I like that one. Listen to that again. The excitement of the mind or emotions to a high level of feeling or activity. And the source there is the Free Dictionary. Now, my definition, those are all good definitions. My definition of inspiration is the high octane fuel that propels us from within. And I'm old school. I remember the day, and I worked for Sohio, which was part of Standard Oil, which Rockefeller founded, John D. Rockefeller founded, which I talk about a lot. But one of my first jobs was working at Sohio, pumping gas, where you actually did full service. You cleaned windows, you checked the oil, and stuff like that. So, and even air in the tires if they ask you to. So that's full service station. And back then, they had high octane. There was no lead-free gas. It was real gas. And they had what Sohio called boron. And that was the high octane gas. And guys would pull in there, you know, I was 16 years old, and guys would pull in there a little bit older than me that had some really fast cars. You know, the older cars like the Chevelles and the GTXs and Camaros and Corvettes. And they'd pull in there and they'd want the high octane gas. I mean, it was high octane. It was 94, 95 octane, and it was high, and it was it helped those cars run. And we don't have that today. You actually can go and buy high octane gas, but I think it's at an airport. I don't even know where you get it anymore. It's racing fuel. But that was normal. Racing fuel you could buy at a gas station. You could buy it at Sohio. You could buy it at Shell. You could buy it at Sunoco. You could buy it at Clark. Anyway, I got carried away there, but my definition of inspiration, because I'm inspired to act today, is the high octane fuel that propels us from within. And when you're inspired, it enables you to complete tasks that you may not have been able to perform before or complete, and it helps you to complete the task that seemed impossible before. So that's what inspiration will do for you, that we're going to talk more about today. Inspiration to action can change us for the better. It can energize us, and it can help us to get to the next level, whatever that level is for you. Everyone listening to this or watching this today has a different level they want to be at, or they should. Inspiration to action will help get you to that next level. I have multiple levels. I have multiple levels where I want to go. I want to go to this level, I want to be at this level, and I want to be to this level. I know I can't get there overnight. So mine's a stepping stone. My whole life's been a stepping stone. I started with nothing. $274 in a used truck. Zero business education. Not enough industry education. So my whole life's been a stepping stone. I stepped into the water of business. And I gradually waded out into the deep. Okay? So, just like a lot of you have. I'm no different than a lot of you. Everybody that starts a business from scratch, we have a lot in common. If you buy a business and you're starting it from scratch, we have a lot in common. Okay, so here's a couple of things that will inspire us and help us to find inspiration in our business and in our life. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Learning something new. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If learning something new doesn't do something for you, you know what they used to say? Your matches are wet, okay? You gotta, nobody carries matches anymore, but you've got to think about this. Learning something new takes you out of your comfort zone. It energizes you by priming the brain. See, you got to prime the brain. You got to learn something new. You got to trick it, because we do the same thing over and over in a day. If you think about it, we get up at about the same time. We do this. We get cleaned up. We drive to work. We drive to the office, and then we do this at the office, and then we do it all. We do it all day long, and then we go home and we eat, and then we do this, and this, and then we go to sleep, and we do it all over again the next day. So doing something new primes your brain. It boosts your confidence. I like that. It helps us stay healthier. It makes us more flexible in our thinking, and it boosts our happiness. I just like the word boost. It boosts our happiness. It inspires us to act. Okay, learning something new is inspiring. Just like number 2, reading a new book. Reading a new book sparks inspiration. It's been said that it also inspires action. It spreads contagious passion. Someone sent me a book. I think I mentioned this before, but someone wrote me a really nice letter. I do these breath of fresh airs on the radio, and it inspired them. And that's what the letter said. You inspired me by what you said on this breath of fresh air the other day. And she wrote me a whole letter, how it inspired her. It inspired me to read the letter. But then she said, I want to send you a copy of this book. It was called Holy Moments. If you get a chance, read the book, Holy Moments. I think I did mention this the other day because we did show it right up here in the top of the screen like we're doing right now. And so reading a new book spreads contagious passion. I tell my friend Kelly, we've been best friends for years. We both love to read. I told him about the Holy Moments, and then I told him about another book. And it was the next day he took 2 pictures of each book and sent them to me and say, I got them. I mean, it's contagious. A good book is contagious. Reading a new book is contagious, and it helps us desire to live a better life. When we read and fill our minds with, number 1, learning something new, reading a new book, it helps us desire a better life. It also does this. It helps lessen cognitive decline. I don't care if you're 30 or if you're 70, everybody wants to lessen that. It also reduces stress. Reading a new book reduces stress. Did you ever think that? Well, it does. It's proven. And it improves this, which we all need here, folks. If you're in business, you need this next one. I know I need it. I constantly study it because I want to have more of it, and it improves our critical thinking. We're challenged today that not too many people have critical thinking. They can't think that deep. They can't go that deep. If you start talking that deep with them, they change subject. They go to something simple or stupid or funny. Okay? So we all need to improve our critical thinking, and reading a new book will help us do that. Number 3, are you ready for this? Always look forward to something. Always look forward to something, especially before going to bed. I've made this a habit. Before I go to bed, I look forward to something tomorrow. I don't care if it's starting a new project. It might even be as simple as reading. I have these devotions that they're from World War II issued devotionals that they gave out to the military going into combat, 1942. It might just be reading that. I read it every morning. It might just be reading my 1942 devotion because they're so powerful. But a lot of times it's planning the day or reading something or writing something or planning the next podcast, whatever it is. But I always look forward to something, and it's changed my life. When I wake up, that's the first thing I think about. I'm thinking about that. Besides saying, thank you, God, for another day, that's the first thing I think about. So it can also rejuvenate the brain. Okay, so looking forward to something rejuvenates the brain. It prompts, get this, it prompts inspiration. Here's what else looking forward to something is considered is a vision plan. Do you have a vision plan for your life, for your business, for your family? So a vision plan is considered looking forward to something. Just like a goal, setting a goal, looking forward to something. I want to hit this goal. I write my goals down. A dream. A dream inspires me. A dream inspires you. And improves your business growth and sustainability. All these things do that. Looking forward to something improves your business growth and sustainability. Okay? Number 4, attend a class or a seminar. Here's what this does. It gets your mind off you and gets your thinking about others, what they do, how they do things, and it creates new thought patterns in your brain, in my brain. That's what it does. Attending a class or a seminar, a CEU, or a business growth seminar in your industry. When we held our business boot camps, which we used to do more often prior to COVID, we didn't have hundreds of people attend. That was never my goal. My goal was to have 25 to 35 business owners come to little Dayton, Ohio, where nothing's happening in the wintertime, and learn about business. And I knew if I could get 25 to 35 business owners in my training seminar, they wanted to do one thing, learn about business. Because we didn't have parties, we didn't have alcohol, we didn't have music. We had strictly a class to grow your business. And those people that attended those classes were serious about it. And I like that. So I don't go for the hype. I don't go for the show. I go for learning and about growing businesses. Okay? So, but you've got to attend a class or a seminar because it's motivational. It's inspirational. Continuing education yourself could give you a confidence boost. That's what it does. You come back from it with your confidence boosted. And as you serve as a leader, you need your confidence boosted. By building your leadership qualities and building your confidence, it inspires others. It inspires others who follow you. They see that, they sense that, and it's contagious. And we like that. And it also helps shift and change the way we think, and you gain more confidence. Who doesn't need more confidence? You know, confidence breeds confidence, and it takes confidence to run a successful business. It really does. I mean, if you don't think you can, if you're the little train who didn't think they could, you're not going to lead too many people on the track, on the right track. Okay, number 5. One of my favorites, change your mindset. Your mindset is the expression of belief that you embrace. It's how you see things. By changing this one thing alone, changing your mindset will change your life. It really will. Keeping your head clear of negativity is absolutely crucial to your success. How you think, positive, negative, is this half full or is this half empty? How you see that matters. And your mindset is the lens. Get this. It's the lens of how you look at things and the lens of how you perceive things. So somebody said something wrong to you. You didn't like it. Does it motivate you or does it take you down? I mean, nobody likes things said to them negative. We've talked about this a lot on this show. I don't even call them competitors. Again, they say a lot of negative things about us. It only does one thing for us. So keep saying it, guys. It motivates us. It inspires us. It inspires us to improve. It inspires us to be better. And most importantly, it inspires us to beat them and win. And that's our goal. It's called business, okay? And that's what we do. If you're not thinking like that, you should go back to the one that I talked about, think different, which is this one, actually. So change your mindset, okay? Remember, it's the lens of how you look at things, and it's the lens of how you perceive things. Very important. All right, lastly, change your habits. Whew, another good one. I must say, all these improve us. I just want to help you improve. I like to improve. I'm a constant improver, and I try to help others the best I can, constantly improve. But remember, you got to take the first step. It's all entirely up to you. Where you go, what you want to do. It's entirely up. You got to take that first step. You got to want it. You got to make it happen. Once a person starts a new habit, whether it's good or bad, the habit will always possess them. I'll let that sink in a little bit. Once a person starts a new habit, whether it's good or bad, the habit will always possess them. Now, let me clarify that because I posted this the other day and I didn't get attacked, but many people had to throw in there, which is fine. But I realize God can change anything at any time, and all of us. And if we're praying to God, please change me in this area, of course he can. Okay? But we have to want it. We have to want change. Again, we must take the first step. We must make the first step in that direction. The right direction. Not the wrong direction, the right direction. Okay? With new habits, will change our life, which is what we talked about today. Now, here's a couple questions for you. What new habits would you like to build? Think about that. What new habits would you like to start? Would you like to build? And if you're like me, I'm going to ask myself, which habits do I need to stop and which habits do I need to start in lieu of them to replace them? Another question for you. How will it help you, that new habit you're going to start? How will it help what you're doing now? And lastly, how will it change your life? Most new habits, that your positive new habits will change your life or someone else's in some way. Think about it. All right? And as we finalize this, and I have a few more things to say, but as we finalize these things we talked about today, please don't overcomplicate them. This is not to be overcomplicated. Some personalities will overcomplicate this. It is not complicated. It is extremely easy. Inspiration to action. How to be more inspired to change your business and to change your life. Start small. Start little things. I want to be inspired to change some little things. Start there and then grow as you go. So before we wrap up, I thought about some things that can inspire. One words here. Well, not one words, but some, for me. I mean, these are inspirational things, okay? Inspiring others is very inspirational for me. Some music can extremely inspire me, motivate me. I love it. It's just certain kinds of songs, certain kinds of beats. I get it. And if you're like me, I have to listen to it 50 times. Motivating. Being around family is inspiring. My new little grandbaby, Corinne, who's only about a week old, she's inspiring. She inspires the whole family. She's coming over tonight, and we get to watch her for a few hours. That's inspiring. Praying is inspiring. Helping someone who can't help themselves is inspiring. What are some things that give you emotion? Think about that. That raise your emotions. What are some things that do that? What are some things that move you, that energize you? What is something that makes you start a new goal list? Okay? When we used to do the business boot camps, I'd always say I actually had it on the board, on a laminated board that was a permanent board about the boot camp. And it said, please only take 1 or 2 or 3 things most back with you to implement when you leave this boot camp. Because if you go back with a list of 50, it's going to, your team's thinking you're going to do that anyway. It's going to overwhelm them. 1 or 2 great things. Take the top 2 to 3 great things and then go back and implement them, and your business will be better. So if it makes you put together a new goal list, what is that? What drives that? You know, when I was younger, I'd watch Rocky. I think Rocky came out somewhere around 1975, 1976. I'm a Rocky guru. I should know that. I've watched every one of them. I've watched some of them 100 times. You know, that inspires me. But when I was young, I remember 13 years old, I'd watch Rocky, and I would listen. I bought the soundtrack on an album, okay? So I'd listen to that song while I was working out. I had ankle weights. I remember I'd put ankle weights on and I'd run around the block, you know. And I just did things that was inspiring listening to Rocky. Rocky music, because every song in the first Rocky, you could just picture what was going on. So, anyway, everything we discussed today can help and improve our life if we implement it. Okay? You got to take that first step. You got to want it. Inspiration to action is life-changing. You got to want to change your life. If you don't, you're probably not even listening to a podcast like this. Let's face it. Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe below. You can also support this podcast by rating and reviewing on iTunes, or your preferred listening platform. Yes, this is live. Keep listening, because I'll keep challenging you the best I can. I'll try to inspire you to act the best I can. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Greg McAfee Show. No spaces, no underscores. Be sure to tune in next week. I'll keep challenging you. And by the way, I keep saying this, and it will eventually happen. I now have 3 people to interview. We're going to have some other people on the show. Some great people, some very successful people in the industry, the home service industry in general, and in the coaching industry too, that you will enjoy. Got some great questions for them. They're excited. I'm excited. And so, as always, thanks for listening. God bless. Carry on, and have a great day.